Bitcoin gets rejected at 111,000 again. While good old Trump, our friend here, has just dropped a bombshell of 50% tariff on the European Union. What does it mean for global markets and crypto? Meanwhile, good old Ethereum, our friend Ethereum here, has just hit a 10-year supply low on exchanges. Are whales prepping for a breakout? Get ready. We're going to cover it all for you. Welcome back, Crypto Crew. It's your boy Tom here, bringing you the hottest in crypto action. If you like what you see, give us a like. Make sure you hit subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on X, where we talk about crypto and Bitcoin all day, every day. All right, so this is going to be like two videos in one because there's a lot of news out that we have to cover. So just bear with me. Like we said, we want our traders to be the most intelligent traders on the planet. Okay. Now, while Trump announces these massive tariffs on the EU and has basically thrown us in a little bit of turmoil, we kind of warned you about this. We said that we could get a pullback to 106, which would be a gift. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do also, if you want to watch what's really going on so you can get a better take, go watch the currency markets as well. Watch dollar yen. If dollar yen starts to recover, which it is already, if it starts to recover off of this, it means it's like a nothing burger. So everything's back in full force, but we just have to be cognizant that all things are intertwined. The crosses like sterling yen, euro yen, and of course, straight up dollar yen and the British pound. All those currencies are important. The fiat currencies are important to give us a clue as to how this marketplace is really going to react. But we said that Bitcoin we could get a retrace to 106, which would be a gift. I'm starting to think that the 108 right around here is a gift. But let's just talk about the massive milestone that Bitcoin just surpassed. Okay, now Bitcoin is now its market cap is now larger than the national currencies of 4 countries combined: Malta, Iceland, Cyprus, and now Taiwan. That's over 800 billion in combined GDP, overtaken by a decentralized asset. But here's the real shocker that no one's talking about. Bitcoin has surpassed France's money supply already. It hasn't overtaken the GDP, but it already surpassed money supply. So that's one of the most powerful economies in Europe, already behind Bitcoin, all right? Now, here's the thing. Now, let's play a mind game here. Let's do a little bit of a mind experiment. If Bitcoin hits 140,000, it overtakes the entire UK economy. It overtakes the UK economy. And then it will surpass France's GDP. It's no longer speculation. That's monetary realignment in motion. It's happening. Okay, it's happening. So as this asset grows, so does tensions. Okay, governments are going to start to push back. Others adopting, like citizens choosing Bitcoin over broken currencies, like, we could look at El Salvador that we took, that we talked about just the other day. But Bitcoin is starting to rewrite global finance, not by force, but by math. All right, so that's why I wanted to talk about this, because it's very, very important, because we have this retrace right now, and I don't want you to get shaken out. I want you just to put everything in perspective. So let's get into the charts, okay? Bitcoin's trading right around 108.5 right now, after tapping a fresh all-time high at a 111.8, and that level has been a difficult resistance to get through for the short term, okay? But if we're looking at the overall marketplace, we're looking at this Wyckoff setup, we are in the straight up only phase. We're in the show of strength area right here on the marketplace. The marketplace is breaking out. So we have to look at the perspective of it overall. We're looking at the longer term time frame. We have a 44-month breakout here. So the marketplace is poised, all right? It is poised to go to all-time highs. Now, I want to go back to my original point that I was talking about. If Bitcoin surpasses the UK, okay, and it starts to take over major economies, right? We're talking when I was start to talk about digging into like countries that where the G7 countries themselves. We're not talking $200,000 Bitcoin here. We're talking 500,000, 800,000. Now I know you, that, Tom. Okay, Tom, you're losing your mind. I'm not losing my mind. I mean, I missed it. I didn't see it. I didn't realize. When Frank and I had a discussion, or he left me a post this morning, I said, I can't believe I freaking missed this. I mean, I really missed it. I'm an old world trader. I trade fiat currencies. I didn't think that the G7 was ever going to let this happen. But they can't stop it because it's totally decentralized. It's like it's out of their control, which is what Bitcoin was designed for. So right now we are in the up only phase of this market. Forget about 200,000 in the long term. We're talking 500,000, potentially even 800,000. Now, remember, there's only a limited supply of 21 million Bitcoin, okay? So we can't print any more Bitcoin. We can't make any more coin. Unlike fiat, currencies that they could just print on the whim, where absolutely nothing backs them except for wind and their ridiculous statements. So eventually, this is going to overtake the market. I mean, it's just going to crush the fiat currencies. And I hate to see it, but all good things must come to an end. And I'm hoping it happens, later in life, because I still trade, euro yen and sterling yen. But anyway, according to on-chain data, we're seeing the strongest accumulation phases since January. Wallets holding more than 100 Bitcoin are quietly stacking, and the money is getting ready. Now, this is where it gets spicy. Okay, we just had the Trump announcement, whereas he's saying, okay, 50% tariffs starting June 1st, which is just right around the corner. So the U.S. stock market futures dipped off of it. But guess what? Bitcoin hasn't really fallen. We basically came down to the low right now on the 4-hour chart. Let me just look at this low here if I can get it. My hands are a little shaky from all the espresso. 1088. Okay, we're actually a little bit lower. That's the wrong damn pin. It's the wrong damn pin, Tom. It's the wrong one. It's at 1084 right now. So it's holding steady. All right. So the fuel that, the narrative that Bitcoin as a hedge against geopolitical and monetary instability, if capital will start fleeing traditional markets, crypto is going to be the winner, especially Bitcoin, because that's the king of the crypto. So as we get into the 4-hour chart here, let's just give a little bit of analysis. Let's open this up a little bit so we can see it. Now, of course, we had the megaphone pattern that was playing out perfectly. Bitcoin now is on a retrace from the 111,800. I'm seeing that 106,000 as a main support. Could it slip through it? Yeah, of course it could slip through it, but really we're not going. I think that 104. I mean, I'm not talking out of both sides of my mouth. I'm just saying, like, this is chaotic. What he just did was absolutely Trump style chaotic. All right. Just out of nowhere, 50% tariffs. All right. So the market has to digest this. Let me go look at what's going on in the euro dollar right now. The euro dollar is recovering, which is good. Sterling yen has recovered. I went short that crap at 193.53 this morning. I bought them back at 192.23. Congratulations, Tom. So that's starting to recover right now. And gold is up at 3,355. So we still got a little bit of chaos, but however, the fiat currencies are recovering off of this. The dollar against the yen is recovering, not that much, but dollar yen breaks like say 143.30, then we could say full-time recovery. But how it flows into these coins, it's basically given us support at that 106 level. So that's what I'm getting to here, right? So I want you guys and gals to be able to combine all this stuff. So now Ethereum, let's get over to Ethereum. All right. This is an important thing, important point. We told you, all right. We told you way back about a month ago, we said that good old Ethereum was definitely in an area where you should look to buy it. We said Ethereum was at the bottom. We gave the signal right here. We said Ethereum's at the bottom. The RSI was screaming reversal, and it's missing the setup could be the biggest mistake of 2025. Okay, well, we're still within the box. Okay, we're still within the box. If you didn't do it, you could get involved. I mean, of course, do your own research, but you could still get involved. If I want to take you over to the Ethereum chart that I've had up for a while. We got the golden cross. This is a 12-hour chart, so we have a golden cross right there. Perfect. All right. The level I said it needs to get over is 2,800. That damn freaking level won't go. It won't go. But once it does, we're looking at 3,200 for the first stop. I would actually take this area right here, this area. Man, I had too much espresso. And I would say that we can go up to this area right there on the 12-hour chart right here, which would be the first level of like defense for the coin around 3,400. Okay, 3,400. Yeah, well, 34. What's the price? 3,400, 3,438, but around 3,400. So we're still, you're still in, there's still a possibility, for you to get the coin and actually get the coin on a dip. But we told you, we said a month ago, this is the place, man. This is the place. Now, also, supply is at a 10-year low, and a top trader just opened up a 60 million long position with a 25x leverage. That's not retail, that's conviction. So eyes on Ethereum for a potential move to 3,000 to 3,400, okay? Now, a question I have for you guys is like, are you more bullish on Bitcoin right now or Ethereum this week? Drop your pick in the comments. I'll be, Merlin and I will be replying to it as many as we can. Let's make sure that we covered all this. All right, so here's the Wyckoff phase that we've been talking about. We're in the show of strength area right now on the Wyckoff. We need to get above that now. 112,000. That would be good. When Bitcoin recovers off of this news of the tariff, okay, and we break 100 and say 12,000, we're talking upward to that 116 level that we've been saying, like right around. Oops, let's get rid of that. That's horrible, Tom. That's horrible. Like I said, too much espresso this morning. Let me get something right here. Let me get a horizontal line. So we got 116 in sight right there, close enough. 116, 327, 116, shoot me for the $300. But that's basically what we're looking for in Bitcoin. Now, all eyes are on that 106. We got the 44-month breakout that we've been talking about. It's the up only phase. I always point you to come on over to X, and you could see everything that we're posting right here. Oh, that's right. I got to go over that. Look, altcoin liquidity wave is here. Let's talk about that. The wave is building. And this is Frank's excellent analysis on this. If we look at this, all right, M2 global liquidity right here, altcoin right there. This is screaming, yes, up, up, up. So keep your eyes on those altcoins, XRP, Solana, all the other funky ones that I really don't know too much about, but keep your eye on that. So everything, look, we had a little monkey wrench thrown into the works. Trump being Trump, threatening. Now, I won't be surprised if he comes back and says 90% tariffs next, because he's using the tariffs as a means of negotiation. So if he can scare them enough, he's going to bring them back to the table, and they're going to renegotiate, and then he's going to say, oh, okay, 90-day pause on the 50% tariffs and blah, 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 the same old stuff he does always and always, always. So remember, now before we wrap up, crew, I got to tell you about this. You could click on this link right here and join our crypto crew trading community. It's totally free. You click the link, you get taken over to this site right there where you can join. We'll be dropping insane alpha and trading opportunities daily, from breakout setups to long-term gems. We got you covered. We'll talk a little bit about history of markets and things, so you just become the most educated traders on the planet. This is the place to be. Now, you want to follow our trades with a solid broker? You click this link for WEEX right here. I have a hard time saying that name. It's WEEX. WEEX. Okay. And if you want to follow us, we got a trade running right now on WEEX. We're not being shaken out. We're holding tight. But this is a great broker, fast executions, low fees, perfect for our strategies. Join and level up your trading, and let's stack the profits and the stories together. Also, remember, do your own research with this stuff. Trade with your head, not over it, okay? And as a short-term trader, enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.